Good day, everybody. Welcome to a webinar from MediaLogic Dubai. This is one of many webinars that we've done. Today is the all-new SketchUp Pro 2021 and V-Ray 5 for SketchUp. We're going to be showcasing all the new features, tips, tricks, and anything that you would want to know. You could reserve your questions for the end of the webinar. We've got two presenters today. One is directly from SketchUp. His name is Aris. He is the Customer Success Manager at SketchUp. And our very own Mufeta Parveen. So she's the Application Specialist here at MediaLogic. Now, without further ado, I will give the floor to Aris. And I'm giving you presentation access. You can take it away.
Welcome, everybody, to this webinar. My name is Aris Komnenos. I'm a Customer Success Manager here at SketchUp, and we've been collaborating with MediaLogic for a few years now as an official distributor for SketchUp. And I have the pleasure of working with Nakul and Rajesh and Mufeta and Vinay. So again, very excited to be here today. So just before I hand it over to Mufeta today, I just want to mention 5 things about SketchUp that represent what we're doing this year and what we will be doing moving forward. So the first thing is that SketchUp evolves, right? So if you remember back in 2018, SketchUp only had a very limited ecosystem with the products that you probably know, like SketchUp, Layout, Extension Warehouse, 3D Warehouse. Since 2019, we have expanded that ecosystem to include our SketchUp viewers, SketchUp for Web, Trimble Connect, and an overall of 11 products. So this is a continuous value that we want to offer to all our customers. Number 2 is SketchUp delivers. So again, since 2019, when we introduced subscription, we committed to bring value throughout the year to all our subscribers. And this is what we have been doing. So every year, instead of just one release, we have around 4 releases. And each one of those releases has really meaningful updates that you should keep an eye out for, because those upgrades, those functionalities that we introduce are really game-changing. Number 3 is that SketchUp innovates. For the first time this year, we introduced a new way to launch and test features, what we call now SketchUp Labs. And this allows us to bring functionalities and features faster to you, all our users, to get some early feedback and develop the product and the features the way that you like them to be. And the first functionality that we introduced with SketchUp Labs is the live components, which are parametric configurable objects in 3D Warehouse that with SketchUp 2021, you can even configure them right inside SketchUp. Number 4, SketchUp innovates. Here at SketchUp, we are looking at the entire life cycle of the design process, and we try to bring unique workflows that no one else does. And this year, with pre-design, a brand new product, we're doing just that. So we're looking at the design phase even before you start 3D modeling. And we try to give you insights about your project and your the climate response, the architectural response, the optimal shading and top lighting, even before you start drawing your first line. And number 5 is that SketchUp is Trimble. So many of you have known us with different vendors, but for the last 10 years, SketchUp has been part of Trimble. And we want to bring this expertise that Trimble has in the AEC industry in the hands of millions of designers and engineers. And we started doing that by bringing in Trimble Connect back in 2019, and we will continue to bring Trimble products and Trimble technology inside SketchUp. And as a recent example I'm showing on screen right now is Trimble Scan Essentials that allows you to bring point clouds directly inside SketchUp, model and reference around them, and use them for visualization. So all that to say that SketchUp is evolving, and it's evolving fast. So keep an eye for webinars like this one that MediaLogic is organizing because we have a lot of nice surprises for you coming up this year and beyond. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Mufeta. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy the webinar.
Thank you, Aris. That was a great presentation. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I will give the floor to Mufeta. Mufeta, please take it forward.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mufeta Perveen. I'm an application specialist at MediaLogic. First of all, thank you all for taking your time and being a part of this webinar. So if you have any queries, please wait till the end of the session. So we can do a Q&A session at the end. In this webinar, I'll take you through the all new features of SketchUp 2021 and V-Ray 5 for SketchUp. There are some interesting changes happened with new version of SketchUp, like Aris had already explained some of them. So let's make this webinar as an interactive session. Here I'll put out some polls for you to answer. So first, let me know, how would you rate your experience using SketchUp Pro so far? Only 5? Why? Because SketchUp is more flexible, right? I think most of you won't be familiar with all these new features. Maybe you'll get more interested after knowing this new feature. The first and most noticeable change happened with SketchUp is that they have rebranded SketchUp with a new set of logos. You might have noticed that they have switched the color of logos from red to blue, and they are also completely different in their form when comparing to the all logos. And this new set of logos goes better with simple logo. And if you take a close look at it, you can see SU for SketchUp and 3D within this new logo. And the most interesting part is all these logos are modeled in SketchUp itself, and this shows the flexibility and scope of SketchUp for branding industry. And do you have a habit of working with multiple tags in SketchUp? So please let me know through the polls. Do you have a habit of working with multiple tags? Yes, 2 of them said yes. So for those who are working with a list of tags, this new tag management system now allows better model organization. So you can organize, catalog, or control the visibility of these tags based on different attributes or building levels and design options, of course. And also, it's easier for people who maintain their model with large lists. Now they can arrange all these tags into different folders according to different levels or different properties. And after organizing these multiple tags into a folder, they can control the visibility of all these tags together using this tag folder option. And also, these folders can even be expanded or collapsed. So it will make it easier to scan the overall tag structure and to find more tags as per your need. And now, if you want to find any particular tag from a large list, you don't need to scroll around and search for it from the scratch. You can quickly find it using the new tag filter option. Now, I'll show you how this tag management system works. Here in this model, I have arranged all the objects as different tags. I have organized it with different tag names. So suppose if I want to work on the architectural model alone, I can hide all the background objects. So here I'm hiding all the objects individually. Like first I have hidden the trees. Now I'm going to hide the bushes. And then I'm going to hide the pond. And finally I'm hiding the ground. So in the previous version of SketchUp, you can only control the visibility of tags individually. So even if I want to make all these objects visible also, I have to do it individually. But now with the new feature of SketchUp 2021, that is tag folder, we can group all these individual tags to a single folder. Here, this is the icon to add tag folder. Here, I had created a tag folder. Now I'm going to name it as landscape. See here, now I'm going to add all the landscape elements tags to this folder. For that, first I'm selecting all those tags together. I'm selecting the trees, pond, ground, bushes, all together I'm selecting. So once done with the selection, to add it to the folder, all we need to do is just drag and drop all together to the new tag folder called landscape. Here now all those got added to the landscape folder, and here we can control the visibility of all these tags together at a time with just one click by using the eyeball icon near the landscape folder. And anytime I can make it visible and invisible using this new landscape folder, and I can freely work on my model without any lag. And also, suppose if I want to control the visibility individually, I can expand the folder and I can even control it individually. See, now I have hidden the trees a lot. See, now in the interior also, I'm having a number of furnitures, and each furnitures I have given different tag names. So suppose if I want to manage all the furnitures together, again, we can group it to a new tag folder, and though we can manage all the furnitures together. Here, this is another way to create a new tag folder. So here, I'm selecting all the furnitures individually. Now, almost all the furnitures are selected. Now, adding a folder by just clicking the tag folder icon. Now I'm naming the new folder as interior furniture. So now all the furniture got added to the new tag folder interior furnitures. So either way we can create tag folders. Now I'm going to group the entire glasshouse into a new tag folder. For that, I'm selecting each tag in the glasshouse structure, and also I'm selecting the interior furniture tag folder. Now again, I'm creating a new tag folder with name Glasshouse. See, now the interior furniture folder is within the Glasshouse folder. So we can create folders within the folder. So now if you have the list of tags, you can organize them into different tag folders and control the visibility per tag folder, so that we can achieve better arrangement of tags. And the cool thing about this is even we can expand and collapse the different tag folders as per our needs. Now, if I want to work on the landscape, I just need to hide the glasshouse. And now if I want to search for a tag, see here, I'm searching for bush. So the landscape folder came across. So it says that something start with bush is there within the landscape folder. And now again I want to search for furniture. So the glass house folder and another tag called furniture came across. So here it shows that glass house folder is containing a tag called furniture. So here that interior furniture is within the glass house. So by this way we can filter or we can search for different tags using this tag filter option. And also there are a lot of another options, like I can expand, I can delete folder even. So even if I am deleting the folder, all the tags will get back to their previous position and it won't delete any tags. It just delete the folder.
So that's all about the new tag management system. It's very easy. Now, I hope all of you will be happy if you can get a set of ready-to-use components for your design. So what about if you can readily adjust or customize it? Definitely will be happy, right? Because it will reduce a lot of time. So there are new configurable objects available as live components. So if we need similar component with different properties or different size, we can now reconfigure any live component and we can customize it within our SketchUp model itself. And with this live component, we can see various sliders to change different properties like color, size, or numbers, etc. And with previous version, we can only configure this live component inside 3D warehouse. And after configuring only, we can bring that to our SketchUp model. But now SketchUp has the ability to edit all the live components right inside SketchUp. To get live components, I'll show you a demo.
So to get this live components, you want to just go to 3D warehouse and you want to click on this search icon to go to the search results page. And if you scroll down over here, under this advanced section, you can filter for the live components. Then click on models. And that's going to show you all the live components that are currently available. Now I'm selecting this garage door. So here you have two options. Either you can configure it here itself or you can download it to the SketchUp page. So now if you right click on this live component, you can see configure live component options. So now using all these sliders, we can adjust the properties of these live components. Here you can see the changes happening. So by this way, we can control all the properties of this live component using these sliders, and we can customize this component as per our need. These live components are released as a part of a new subset of SketchUp called SketchUp Labs. So the features under the SketchUp Lab are still under development, and these lab feature allow us to collect all our feedback for better development. Till now, we can only use the live components created by SketchUp team. Soon, we can expect to create our own live components within SketchUp with the latest update. So let's hope for that.
Hope all of you understood about the live component configuration. Now, I'm very curious to know how often do you use SketchUp Pro? Please let me know through the polls, then only I can help you. Okay, cool. All right. So with the new feature, you will be mostly increase your dependence of SketchUp, because we know that there are number of tools available with SketchUp Toolkit, like Warehouse for 3D models, then Layout for documentation, and Extension Warehouse for extra functionality. And in 2021 version, they have added one more interesting tool to its toolkit. So have you ever engaged in a detailed study of site or site analysis before designing a project? I hope most of the architects or urban designers or landscape architects will definitely go for a site analysis prior to the concept development stage, because then only we can come up with the right concept. So this new tool actually helps to enhance our design research in the beginning of our design with all the climate insights and all the design recommendations. So it is basically an information system that will allow us to go through and make decision about our design before start designing. So this pre-design, we can use it in the initial phase of our design. So have you ever tried using this new pre-design feature? Please active. Please respond through your polls. Yeah, again, I have already said. Then only I can help you. See, I want it to be an interactive session. So 50% of you said no and other 50 yes. So I think if you came to know about this pre-design features, then definitely 100% of you will go for this pre-design. It's now easier for all the architects or designers to begin their project with right set of ideas and right set of information. And also this one will generate different graphical representations. So using this, you designers can convince or explain your project with proper evidence. And this pre-design also gathers all the climate data about your site in a very user-friendly platform. So all the designers and architects can now again save their time, because they don't need to navigate through multiple platforms to tell the story about their site. And also it helps to stop exploring wrong concepts or unsuitable concepts for that particular climate. And this one will be a game changer for someone who working in unfamiliar locations. As a part of site analysis, we'll be doing a detailed study on how the sun path of that particular region affects a particular design. So for this sun path, from this sun path only, we can arrive at a zoning part, that is positioning of different spaces. So which space should be placed in which direction. So usually for that, we have to follow different steps, like we have to find the longitude and latitude of that region. And then we have to study sun path and we have to study sun angle. So with this pre-design, in just one click, we get all these data and information. And pre-design also provides a clear guidance on suitability of wide ranging of top lighting options. So it will make it easier to find the right solution to bring beneficial amount of daylight to our design, so that we can make our design more environment friendly. So this can also recommend the best position and direction of daylight to lit our space naturally. And we can have a clear idea about the direction and size of opening. So for example, in case of in school, with all these data related to daylighting, we can finally arrive at an inference like where we have to put a space like library to get more amount of daylight. So, and also we can decide on the position and type of opening to be used in that particular space. And it also allows us to toggle between 8 different orientation like north, northeast, south. And so it allows to toggle between 8 different orientations and access shading guidance specific to any direction for optimal climate design. And this feature covers a wide range of top lighting options and lighting options like overhang, and then shading options like overhang, automated blinds, and also pre-design tells how effective each option in shading overheating sun. And it also tells like whether it adversely blocks too much warming sun. And with this, we can have an informed shortlist of most effective shading strategies for our concept. And it gives suggestion on ideal glazing required for our design or in any particular region. And also we can come up with best climate responsive designs by referring all the recommendations in pre-design. Then coming into outside spaces, this one will give a suggestion on different criteria we need to make our outside space more usable. Like it will give suggestion on how much amount of heating we should provide or how much amount of sunshade we should provide. So this one will be very useful for architects who are going to design a landscape.
So now let's see how to start with pre-design. Here you can see start pre-design. This one will direct to the pre-design page. And now here in pre-design page, we can see all the previously created studies and also some demo studies. And if you want, we can take it through with this demo studies. Now here I'm going to create a new study. For that, I'm selecting create new study option. And here we can see 3 different occupancies that are office, school, and residential. I'm going for residential occupancy and I'm naming it as my home. And then click on continue. And here I'm going to choose Dubai as my location. And again, click on continue. And here it shows the time period within which the study has been created. And now go for create study. So the study my home is being created here. Now I'm opening it. All right. So here is where all the information is being generated. So here is where all the required information is being created. And these 6 tabs in the left corner will give all the main piece of information. So here this shows 4 different seasons in Dubai and the dominant climate is hot desert climate. And here these 4 seasons are distinguished by temperature and all other dominating weather factors we need to consider for our design, like wind and cloudiness, etc. Now moving from seasons to architectural response. Here this one shows the impact of climate on different architectural responses. And also this gives us a clear idea about what we need to consider for designing. Like it will give all the design recommendations and design suggestions to move forward with our design. And also here it shows what people will prefer most. See, here in Dubai, most of the season is too hot and most of the people will prefer to have protection from wind and sun. Now, if we get into the glazing ratio part, this one will allow us to toggle between 8 different directions and also to get to know about all the factors affecting the glazing ratio. And now when we scroll down, this one will tell about the ideal or maximum glazing required for our design. And also here we can choose between different characteristics of glazing. And based on these selected properties, this one will give better set of strategies among these 216 available strategies. Here in this shading also, we can explore 8 different shading strategies for 8 different phases of building. And here this map will show different time periods with different months and the associated properties with different time intervals. And when we scroll down, it shows different set of shading strategies, and also it shows the different impact of these shading strategies in our design. And this one will suggest the best shading strategies for our design. Now the top lighting will give us the information related to sunlight and skylight, and also it gives different recommendations on different type of top lighting options. And here this shows the suitability of different top lighting option with this climate. And also this one will give us the recommendations on the type and position and direction of top lighting. And finally, the outside spaces shows the graph of how much energy we need to put to different outside options like wind, air movement, lighting, shade, etc. And also this graph says about the benefits of applying different design interventions in outside spaces. And here this graph shows about the most effective design intervention combination. So as the name pre-design indicates, we can take all these information before we start designing it.
Basically, this pre-design is an information booster. So after exploring pre-design, all the designers will have a clear idea about how to start and then what to do and then what not to do. And this one helps to produce a better design outcome with less research, and also reduces the risk of going for unsuitable design ideas. And then we can invest more time on our concept development by focusing feasible approaches. And this pre-design is accessible for pro or studio subscribers, and of course for an enterprise account, then a student or teacher with a studio subscription, then for a Sapera subscriber, and finally someone using a SketchUp trial. And coming into layout. In layout also, you can find all the tag management systems. Suppose if we have linked a SketchUp model to this layout, all the tags and tag folders within that SketchUp file will be seen in this layout file also. And apart from this, a lot of new bug fixes and small features are added to layout. For example, like it fixed a crash when opening layout file when attached SketchUp file was missing. Likewise, it had fixed many crashes and bug fixes. Then you're likely to notice a significant reduction in the file size when saving the file into a new file format. So with this new file format, you can easily save the file. Then you might have noticed that till now we cannot open any file saved in a previous version with a new version. I mean, with a file saved with a new version, we cannot open with a previous version. So with this new file format, we can expect to improve this file compatibility with upcoming versions. And SketchUp has also added direct download updates. So once you have SketchUp Pro 2021 installed, all the future updates will happen right inside SketchUp, which means you no longer have to go to any website and download separate installation files. Instead, all the updates will be notified in our SketchUp file itself. So you can directly download and install it. So what about rendering? V-Ray, I'll consider V-Ray as the best render engine with SketchUp for photorealistic visualization. So all the designers can bring their sketches or models to real life by visualizing it with V-Ray. Have you ever tried using V-Ray for SketchUp? So if yes, how would you rate your experience using V-Ray for SketchUp so far? Let me know your answers to the poll. Yes, so 7 ratings so far. So this means most of you might be knowing that V-Ray is having a huge material library and perfect light setting and loads of other options like bump, displacement, all this for photorealistic visualization. So with V-Ray, now we can explore powerful rendering experience along with the powerful modeling in SketchUp. So beyond all these features, there are a lot of new incredible features added to the latest version of V-Ray, that is V-Ray 5 for SketchUp. So let's explore the new features. There's a new feature called V-Ray Vision for real-time visualization. And also V-Ray has now improved the sky and sun setting. Then there is a light gen option with which we can generate different lighting combination in one scene. Then there is new layer called sheen and code. This can be used to give extra touch of realism to our material. And we can randomize any textures or colors using the new texture randomization tool. Then there is global contours for giving outlines to our model. Giving outlines to our renders. So we can increase the depth of our renders using this feature. And as most exciting features, what I felt is V-Ray frame buffer and light mix option. With these two options, we can explore all the lighting scenarios during render and post-render. And with new V-Ray buffer frame, we can post-process our renders. Like we can tune our renders within the V-Ray frame buffer itself. Let's go for a detailed review of these features. Actually, how you are visualizing your model while designing? I think some of you will go for an interactive rendering, or others will do a multiple test renders. Anyways, both of them, these are the time consuming. So please let me know how you're visualizing your model while designing. Yes, so 60% answer is like test renders. So like doing multiple test renders will waste a lot of our time. So now I hope all of you will be much excited if you can get a chance to visualize your model throughout designing. Am I right? So with this new V-Ray 5, we can have a real-time visualization throughout our modeling process. It won't make any lag. And this can be done with the new live link called V-Ray Vision. And you might be knowing that with the previous version of V-Ray was all about photorealistic rendering alone. But now it offers both real-time as well as photorealistic rendering. And it will give a good understanding of how our design output will be. And then once you feel like our model is ready for render, then we can directly go for post-production rendering. So we can avoid all the multiple test renders, and the entire process of visualization will take only less time. And designers can make use of this V-Ray Vision for a real-time visualization in pre-approval stages like design discussion with managers or any other clients or colleagues. So this is how the V-Ray Vision works. So all the updates we do in SketchUp will directly updated in V-Ray Vision in no time. So it will show all the material changes and all the add-on features. So suppose if we are using a HDRI DOM light in our model, then we can review it with V-Ray Vision. And V-Ray made some improvement to the new sun and sky. So this is more accurate for a better looking sunset and sunrise. We can bring a better looking sunset and sunrise using this new improved sky and sun setting. We can even make a effect of the sun dips into horizon. And you might be knowing that in previous versions, we'll be editing all the sun position by changing the date and time in SketchUp. Now it's very easy that we can do it in V-Ray Asset Editor itself. So the new sun orientation control, using that, we can change the position orientation of sun like whatever we want. And this makes it a lot easier to control the sun angles without changing our model orientation. And this will help us to explore different lighting scenarios. So using this LightGen, we can generate different lighting combinations of our scene. And with previous version, like setting up of lighting scene was a bit time consuming, like because every change of light source could produce different results. For example, we have to spend some time on rotating the HDR. Then we have to spend another part of time for going for multiple renders, and we will find the desired results. So now we don't need to do all these things. We can, because this LightGen will demonstrate our work in different lighting environments. So from this set of lighting environments, we can choose our favorite one. And we can randomize any textures or any materials with the new texture randomization option. And the updated multi-subtext now offers saturation or gamma variation controls. And with this, we can now randomize hue, saturation, or any value of the object. And also with the new V-Ray UVW randomizer, we can randomize scale, rotation, or any texture coordinates. With the previous version, all this was not possible. And also, this is more interesting because all the time when we apply materials to any of our objects, there will be like problem of repeating textures. So with this stochastic tiling option, we can avoid the problem of repeating textures and we can create seamless textures. You can see the difference in that two images, because on the first one, we are having repeating textures on this fabric material, on the leather material. And with the stochastic tiling option on, the material got randomized and it fixed all the seamless. And V-Ray had now improved their material library with 4K resolution materials. And we can download around 500 plus ready to render materials like glass, metals, wood, and more. So with this ready to render materials, we can now concentrate more on our design because we can avoid the time for making new materials from the scratch. We can readily use all these preset materials for our rendering process. And this new layers called sheen and coat. And this new sheen layer can be used to give a realism to our materials like fabric, or like velvet, satin, silk. So you can see the difference on the top with sheen layer on, it is having more realistic look for that blue colored fabric. And also this coat layer can be used to give extra reflective coating to our materials like varnished wood, car paints. So for any materials, we can give an extra additional coating with this coat layer. And with this global contrast, we can make our renders more defined. You can see the difference on these both images, because on the first one, it is less defined, whereas the second one, it looks more defined with a better outline. So this one, using this one, we can give an illustrative look for our renders. And with this new light mix option, we can control all the lights within our V-Ray scene. So this one can be either performed during render or after render. So after render, if you found anything wrong with your light, then now you don't need to go for re-rendering. You can easily control all their intensities or color or any other properties within V-Ray frame buffer itself. And you can even switch on and switch off different lights as per your needs. And let me know which application are you using for post-processing your render. I think most of you will be using either Photoshop or Lightroom, because even I was using Photoshop for tuning my image after rendering. So with this new V-Ray buffer frame, you don't need to rely on any other additional applications to tune your renders, because you have all the color correction controls within the frame buffer itself. So you can control all the levels, saturation, or hue, or any features within this frame buffer itself. See here on the right corner, you can find two images. The first one is before post-processing, just after render, and second one is after post-processing. So you can see the difference by comparing those two images. So with this new V-Ray frame buffer, you can easily post-process your renders, and you don't need to rely on any other application like Photoshop. So with this all new features in SketchUp Pro and V-Ray 5 for SketchUp, you can save a lot of time, and you can optimize your workflow, and you can utilize more of your time for getting more creative. For rendering or modeling, you can you can reduce your time required for rendering and modeling, and you can get more creative using all these new features. So this is all about SketchUp 2021 and V-Ray 5 for SketchUp. Thank you all for attending this session, and I hope all of you will start loving this new features after trying it. So thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for participating with us today, and we hope to see you again for the next webinar coming up soon. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Aris, for your participation as well.
Of course. Thank you, Vinay.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining.